Oh, hello. I'm Jan, and I'm going to be playing as the Warlords of Veneer.
Hi, I'm Valerie, and I'll be playing Hermes University.
I am Harry. Okay, so what is it? My name's Harry. I'm playing the faction of Vetrophage.
Hi, I'm Josh. Today I'll be playing the Reavers. It's my first time playing the game, but I've been told that that's a good faction to start with.
Let's begin turn 1. I'm the starting player, so each person gets 1 credit at the start of my turn. So my faction's special power is that my dreadnoughts are just bigger and better than anybody else's dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts normally have 3 strength, mine have 4, but they're also more expensive to build, so there's that. And on my turn, I am going to just gather some data, and I'm going to discard recruit colonists. I'm going to get 3 data just from my homeworld. Josh, you're up.
Faction power is mostly military and base. It's 2 extra cruisers, and whenever I do a military action, I can cloak one of my ships for use later in battle. Alright, I am going to move. I'm going to deploy the fleet, which means I'm going to move my guys here. Right here.
Looks like you're going for all materials and colonists and no data.
Yep. And I will discard. Gather data.
And I don't know, am I filming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I am filming. Okay. This faction is kind of like the Zerg. And it seems like the point of my faction is to build a lot of outposts and to grow extremely fast. And try to get to an advantage of gathering a lot of resources before others do. Alright, I will deploy the fleet.
You're going for materials.
And then I'll discard recruit colonists, and I'm finishing my turn.
Nice.
So my ability as Hermes University is that I start the game with 1 technology at level 1 researched already. I've chosen a growth economy for that because I think that that ability lets me ready and launch outposts whenever I take a produce action, so that will help me build up my economy very quickly in the early game. In the later game, I'll probably take a more militaristic approach, given that a lot of the technologies out there are very military-based. And I also start with a lot of data to allow me to research those technologies very quickly. I will start by recruiting colonists. Okay, I have 3 green, please.
Here we go. 3 green for you.
Nice.
Sorry about that.
I'll discard gather data for now.
Alright, starting player's turn. Everybody gets a credit. And I am up. I'm gonna play research. I'm gonna grab some technology with all of my data and my credits. Let's see what I can get over here on the technology board. I'm gonna get capital ships level 1. I'm gonna get exploration 1, and that's all I can afford. So let me get a couple of science markers and mark those out. And I'm going to get a first bonus. I'm the first to research either of those. The first bonus over here is 2 red, 2 materials, and the first bonus over here is 2 colonists, the green resource. So pay all of those. I get my first bonuses for those 2 technologies and pass. Now, positioning on the map. I'm starting between Josh, who has never played this game before, and Valerie, who is the current record holder for victory in the fewest turns. I think I know which direction my ships are going to be going first.
I'm apparently the record holder for winning in the fewest number of turns, although I was just informed of that today. I honestly think Jan's telling other people that to make them pay more attention to me and less to him as the game creator.
Get some resources and get going. I'm at a table with the current record holder for fastest win and the person who invented the game. So just surviving a few rounds seems like a pretty good goal for me. Alright, I'm going to colonize, so those and one of those, and I'm going to get 2 outposts. I'm going to discard abuse, so that's my turn.
My opening strategy is to it seems like this. All right, I am going to infect, which means that I'm going to pay 2 red.
So when you infect, you can both prepare and launch outposts.
Yep. It combines colonize and research, and pay 2 green.
So that's the cost of preparing 2 outposts.
And I'm going to launch 2 outposts by paying 2 purple.
Alright, so those go directly on the map. They were first prepared and then they were launched. In the same turn, you control 3 planets. You're not quite to your first legacy of expansion.
And I'm going to discard gather data when I'm done.
I'll deploy the fleet, move all my ships this turn. One here. One here.
So 1 on data and 1 on materials.
And I'll discard both ships.
Sounds good. Alright, starting player. This is turn 3 commencing. Everybody gets a credit. Space Christmas comes but once around. And I think it is time that I build some ships. I was about to deploy the fleet. I'm going to build some ships. And I'm going to discard extract materials. What ships will I build? I'm just going to build a dreadnought. My first dreadnought each turn costs 1 less. So I'm paying 2 for a dreadnought at my homeworld and discarding extract materials, and that is my turn.
Alright, well, I'm going to start with research. And 3 data. Get my 3 outposts out.
Alright.
1, actually, here, and there.
So you have just launched 3 outposts, which means you now control 4 planets. So you are going to get the first legacy of the game, a legacy of expansion. Here is a bureaucracy card to add to your hand, and you
That
can.
just goes in the hand itself.
That
right?
goes directly into your hand. And you can pick out 3 cruisers and 1 dreadnought to expand your fleet limit.
Alright, and I'm going to discard those ships.
So, as a result of you getting a legacy, at the end of your turn, you're going to move up on the legacy track over here. And we're going to trigger an event. Each player adds a covert ops card to their hand. So here are the covert ops cards, and I will just hand those out. And they go directly into your hand as well. So what the covert ops card does is it allows you to buy black ops cards or just steal resources from another player.
Extract materials. So that means I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep, that is 5 red. Go ahead and grab that for you.
And I'm gonna discard the covert ops card.
You getting a black ops card, or you stealing from somebody?
I'm gonna get a black ops card.
Did I mention that she's the current record holder? You should probably steal from her, don't you think? You get a black ops card, get a black ops card. Don't let me change your mind, get a black ops card.
Let me consider what you're saying.
He's the creator of the game, so he probably is pretty good at this.
You know, I never get black ops cards. Let's just make this first.
Alright. Alright, so nobody knows what that is. Except you, Harry.
I will research. So
That is a lot of data and credits.
yeah, so I'll pay 2 data to launch my 2 outposts.
Alright.
Here and here. And then I will research fortification level 1 for an additional 4 data. Which puts the tactical fortifications card into my hand.
Nice.
And then for my discard, I'll also discard Covert Ops and gain a Black Ops card.
Alright, so 2 credits and a bunch of data. Alright. We're coming into turn 4. Everybody gets a credit. I deployed the fleet. Now, I have one other power, which is whenever I take a move action, one ship which started the turn on my homeworld can move an extra space. Now, the combination of these mean that I could go for early Exalted Guardian kills, but I'm going to resist that urge. My plan is I'm going economy. I get to move one of these ships an extra space. Here. Here. I'm going to move my Dreadnought twice. I'm going to go through here and actually... Josh, I knew I said I was going to attack her first, but I can actually reach that little outpost of yours.
Yep.
And then some glory would happen, and you could just take it back. You'd gain glory too. It'd be good for both of us. Think, you know. Does that sound okay with you?
How does that?
I don't want to.
Your Dreadnought has 4 strength, right?
Yeah, so my Dreadnought with 4 strength.
And right now
would-
I have 3 strength here because
Right,
of the
so your
outpost.
cruiser would actually run away.
Right.
Your cruiser wouldn't waste its life in such a useless struggle. You get to save your cruiser. I would lose my giant Dreadnought just to capture a little outpost, but I would gain some glory, and then, you know, you could take the outpost back in a turn or two, and you'd gain your glory back, and everybody would be happy again, and we would still be friends, right? Is that right? We would still be friends?
I think it's early in the game for me to be just giving up outposts.
So what you're saying is you'd prefer I not do that.
That is exactly what I would prefer.
All right.
But if you're gonna do it, it's
No.
good learning
I
experience.
wanna not make enemies too early. So I'll go this way. I'm gonna pick up another purple and a red over here, and just sort of sit next to your homeworld in an unthreatening manner. And then I'll also discard Covert Ops. I don't want a Black Ops card because I'm gonna pick up next turn. No, I will get a Black Ops card. I'll get a Black Ops card. I won't pick up next turn. Yeah, here we go. Nice.
Alright, so I am going to go with extract materials. So I get 1 for each one of those I have. So it's 1, 2, and then 3 for that.
So 5 red. Go ahead and grab those.
And then I get to put a ship into the old cloaked area, and that's one of these.
Right,
correct?
you get to pick up one of your cruisers right off the map
This
and
area.
put it over there in the cloaked ships area.
And
So
then-
now, anytime you have a fight with anybody, that ship can just show up
Right.
at that spot and help.
And then I'm going to play that and take a Black Ops card.
So that costs 2 credits for a Black Ops
Yep.
card. We're Black Ops in it up this game.
I was reading my cards.
I'm going to just discard first my evolve, and then I'm going to build ships. So that means that I have, let's see, how many red? So
Yes, you could get a Dreadnought and 2 cruisers, or you could get 4 cruisers, because that's your whole fleet supply.
you know what? That's a good idea. I'll just get 4 cruisers.
Yeah, because you play build ships, you can pick up your deploy the fleet.
I'm picking that up, and I'm done my turn.
Great. I'll play extract materials. Because that's a produce action, I can first ready or launch an outpost, so we'll ready 1 outpost.
Sounds good.
And then I get 3, 4 raw materials.
4.
Thank you. And for my discard, I'll discard tactical fortification, so I gain 1 colonist, and I will choose not to build a defense platform.
Alright. That sounds good. So, the next turn begins. Turn 5. I said I was going to do this. I bought a Black Ops card, but it's not one I want to play right now. So I need to decide if I'm going to pay 2 to pick up, or if I'm going to pay 1 next turn, or if I'm just going to use this Black Ops card, even though there might be a better opportunity later. Excuse me while I look at everyone else's board for a second to see if I want to mess with someone. I'm going to decline to mess with someone, but I am going to play this card. I'm going to decline to discard anything this turn. I'm going to colonize, and I'm just going to prepare 3 outposts for 3 red and 3 green, paying one of the reds with a credit. So that is my whole turn. So Josh, you are up.
I am going to pay 2 to pick up my entire hand.
Alright.
I'm gonna build a ship. Or I'm gonna build ships.
You can build up to 6 cruisers. 3 at your homeworld and 1 at each outpost.
I'm gonna build 4 ships right now.
All cruisers? Or?
All cruisers.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, but this is a military, so I'll put 1 in there.
Yep. Cloaked ships are piling up.
And then I'm gonna discard this bureaucracy card.
Sounds good.
And that is my turn.
I'm going to deploy the fleet. I'm going to gather green, gather purple.
And you are also right up in Valerie's space now. And actually, you've got close borders on both sides. You're all over the place. Alright.
I'm going to pay 2 to pick up my hand. Or pick up all my cards, rather. So I will move this way.
Alright.
And your dreadnoughts are strength 4.
Yeah, strength 4, so actually a defense platform doesn't really help.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
just
like 2
considering.
or 4. He can overkill the 2, or he can equally kill the 4. So you might as well just leave it at 2.
Yep. So I will discard this. I'll gain 1 colonist, and I will spend 1 more than that
Alright.
one to build a defense platform for here.
Yep, that means Harry cannot take it with those 2 cruisers next time he moves. Starting player, turn 6. Everybody gets a credit. I have 1 card in hand, and I will pay 1 to pick up. Grab all of these. Discard. Gather data. So I have border outposts. When I discard a science card, I can launch an outpost at the usual price, just 1. So I'm going to launch an outpost over here. And then go ahead and extract materials and get 4, because I added that 1 outpost to my homeworld. So I have a total of 4 materials production. And that's my turn.
Alright, I am going to deploy the fleet. So I'm going to go here. Grab that data. I go here, grab that one. I am going to go here and grab this one. And then I guess I will have to break the seal on dastardly actions and play that Black Ops one, and I am going to take 2 of Harry's purples.
So you can take his...
Well, it's half. So
it's
really
half
I
rounded
round
up, so you have a choice right now. It looks like he has 5
So I
credits
can
and 5 data. So you could take either.
No, I definitely
3
want the data, so I would guess
Yeah,
I'm
so,
taking
yeah.
3 data.
Credits are a wild card. They can be spent as anything. So you're being nice to Harry right now by declining to steal his credits,
That
because
is
you know
true.
you're going to spend them as data anyway.
Right.
And it's the same numbers. You took less than 4, so he doesn't get a vengeance out of that.
Yep. And that is my turn.
So that Black Ops card is single use and goes out the game.
Yeah, so that
Yes,
goes
so that
into
one
the
goes
Black
out,
Ops
yeah.
discard pile.
Face down,
Yeah,
face up.
Face up.
Okay.
Paying 1 to pick up. Discard.
So that's covert ops you just discarded.
Yes. I'm going to take a red from Jan.
Alright. Not buying a Black Ops card this time.
No. And then I'm going to infect, so I'm going to prepare outposts and launch them.
Oh my goodness.
3 outposts. And then I'm going to launch all 3.
So you are going to get 1 legacy of expansion out of this
So
action.
how does that? How many do I need for the next legacy of expansion?
You need to get to 8, so you're going from 3 to 6 right now.
Yep. Okay.
Once you get to 8, you will get your 2nd legacy of expansion.
And then I need to make a decision as
Oh.
to where I want to put the last outpost. She's just scary.
I don't know, he's got the cloaked ships.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't have
She's
much
like well
military
defended
at all.
and
Yeah, but she's so known for her surprises.
my plan is working.
I mean that she surprised herself by winning.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm gonna put it right here.
I think I was
Alright.
actually doing something else that turn, and then Jan was like, "Oh, if you do this, you'll win." I was like, "Oh." So I'm actually going to start by discarding my Black Ops card, and I'd like to steal half your data.
Half rounded up. How much is that?
I think I have 6, so half is 3.
Thank you.
Once again, 1 short of what would have been needed to give him vengeance.
I'll use that research action. So I'll pay 1 to launch my outpost here. So a little of everything. And then I think I'll go with fortification level 2. So that costs 5. At the start of your turn, we all get a credit, right?
That is right. Thanks for reminding me. That's what's nice about having it be solely the starting player's job to distribute credits is someone will always remind you. Discard research. Launch an outpost. Here. And then I'm going to play build ships, I think. So what have I got? 2 for a dreadnought at my homeworld because of the discount, which I enjoy because of technology, and only 2 cruisers are left in my supply. I'll go ahead and build them both at my 2 little outposts over here. And that is my turn.
Alright, so I'm going to start with gather data, and I am going to get rid of recruit colonists, and that will be my turn.
Alright, I'm gonna gather data. So that's 1, 2 plus 3 is 5. And I'm gonna discard my bureaucracy card.
I think I'm going to build some ships this turn. Alright, so I can build a dreadnought for 2 at my homeworld. And then I can build 1 cruiser at each outpost and at each defense platform.
So you also have a legacy of expansion
Oh, yes.
after your last turn.
Thank you. You know what? Might as well build as much as I can all in one action. So I've
Alright.
built the dreadnought already, and then this is 5 for 5 cruisers. Okay, and then I will discard. Oh, bureaucracy. Might as well.
Everybody gets a credit. And I think it's about time that I deployed the fleet. First, I'm going to covert ops. I'm going to steal somebody. I wanted to steal data from you, since you're suddenly very threatening over here. But I think I'm going to go after Harry. You stole my materials early. So this is just a fair payback. We're still friends. We're still friends, right? Your Black Ops cards later, they don't need to go after me. Because I'm your friend, because I'm just taking back. It was an exchange, it was a fair exchange.
Why are you talking?
Fine, I deploy the fleet. I think it's time to take one of these Exalted Guardians off the map. So I'm gonna have this guy 1, 2, he gets a bonus move because he started at my homeworld. Picks this up on the way. So he has 4 strength, 5 strength, and pay the balance in data, 6, 7, 8. And below this Guardian up, all my ships come back to my fleet supply, and I will get a Legacy of the Exalted. So I will come up and join all the rest of you at 1 point. This guy, on the other hand, is going to move over here. So I'm going to initiate combat on this side of the board. So combat between a strength 4 and a strength 1, there's no possible equal exchange, so your guy gets to run away. You don't have to sacrifice that cruiser needlessly. He can go back whichever place you want.
I'll come back to my home world.
Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this dreadnought to conquer this outpost. So I conquer it. It only has defense of 2, but I have to sacrifice something with at least 2 strength, and that's all I have is the 1 dreadnought. So we each get a data in spoils as a result of conquest, and because we are equally glorious, I'm going to take 1 glory from you. So at the end of my turn, because and actually, after I do this, I'm going to raise it, because there's no way you're not going to just take it back next turn. So I'm going to spend a credit to raise this, so you can't take your glory back, so that goes in the bag. And I'm going to take 3 credits for that increase of glory, and I will become, for the moment at least, the most glorious. Now the rest of my ships, 1, 2, and 3, and I am done. So, just to reiterate, Legacy of the Exalted means that from now on, one of my dreadnoughts can move an extra space every time I take a move action.
Alright, so I'm gonna colonize, prepare 2 outposts, and discard extract materials.
I am going to discard my Black Ops card.
Uh-oh, propaganda campaign.
So I'm going to decrease you, Jan, because I don't want you to be most glorious.
Alright, so I'm going to come back down from 3 glory to 2.
And I get 2 credits
and
for
you're
that.
going to get 2 credits.
And now I'm going to play Evolve.
So Evolve lets you build cities or research technology.
And I don't think I want to build a city now, so I'm going to research some technology.
So focus level 1, you get a first bonus for that. Get rid of all bureaucracy cards.
Commodities exchange.
Alright. So commerce level 1, you get the commodities exchange card. You can discard that to exchange resources for credits. And did you get your first bonus?
No.
For commodities exchange?
Let's see, how much would this cost to build a city right there?
Building a city right here would be 6, 5, 4, 3, 4. Hey, you got it.
So I'm gonna build a city.
Boom.
That outpost.
That is minorly intimidating. Oh, look what's happening. It's producing more now.
And
The outpost that he upgraded to a city, does that stay ready or go back?
No, it does not. It goes back.
So that one outpost there should be in your bag.
Yes. It's not in your prepared outposts.
what does that do?
This one will, every time you build a dreadnought, your first dreadnought you build each turn is 1 less.
Okay.
So for you, that means the first dreadnought you build each turn would cost only 1.
Let's do that.
So you don't get a first bonus for that because it's already been researched by someone. But
Alright, and
you
then-
are suddenly looking quite strong over there, my friend.
I'll recruit colonists. And because I'm using a produce action, I can first prepare or launch outposts, so I will prepare 1 outpost for colonists. I'll discard construct materials.
Alright, starting player. Everybody gets 1 credit. This board is starting to look very interesting. I think it's about time for me to drop my Black Ops card. Discard Influence Policy. So what this does is another player must show you their hand, then you choose either they discard a non-discard card of your choice or they pick up to 5 cards of your choice from their action and discard piles. So I can either make someone discard a card or I can make someone pick up a bunch of cards to try and mess with their action order. And then, as my own benefit, I get to pick up 1 or 2 cards from my own action and discard piles. So, I don't know how I can hurt Harry by making him discard a card or pick up cards, though. I feel like if I were Harry, I would be wanting to build ships perhaps right now. Or I'd be wanting to gather resources. But he can gather any resource and do all right. Josh, I don't want to make you mad because you're next to me, and since Harry's looking very threatening over here, I'm hoping you'll like move in this direction with your cloaked ships of nastiness.
You're the Reavers.
It's
You
true.
wreak havoc. Wreak havoc.
I do something.
Josh, is there any card in your hand that you would like to pick up? What would you like to do again? I could, in exchange for just your ongoing friendship, I could use this to help you
No,
by letting you pick up cards that are good.
don't do it. See, the purpose of your faction is to be miserable to everyone.
To be miserable. I think I'm
No,
already
we should
being
be
miserable to
friends.
everyone.
The warlords and the reavers should be friends.
The farmer and the cowman should be friends.
I don't know that there's any particular card I absolutely need right now.
Wouldn't you like to deploy the fleet more often? Isn't that helpful?
I mean, I agree with you. You should be able to deploy the fleet. However, just remember, you don't want to make pacts with the devil.
I would be willing to pick up build ships and deploy fleet.
Because I can make you pick up any cards
Right.
I want.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
All right, so I'm gonna be generous with my Black Ops. I'm gonna influence policy in Reavers HQ to think that building ships and deploying the fleet is just so important that it needs to go back in your hand right now.
That works.
You know what? I'll agree with that.
No one asked you.
Doesn't matter.
And I want to pick up
Vectrophage public information officer is just holding press conferences left and right. Not like anything that's happening in the real world.
So I use my Black Ops card basically just to make friends with Josh, right? And I feel like I'm doing really well, but I need to keep playing the diplomacy game. Try and deflect attention. Don't get people, barging in on me, wrecking my plans. I'm gonna go ahead and also pick up my own research card and build ships card. And then I'm gonna actually take my action, that thing that I just picked up. I'm gonna build ships. I'm gonna build all the ships for 2, a big honkin' dreadnought, and cruiser there, and I am all done.
Alright, I am going to research, so I'm going to launch my outposts.
And when I build ships, I'm picking up deploy the fleet as well.
And then I'm going to pay 4 to go on to the old light ships there,
All right.
which I think gives me...
No one else has researched that before, so you get the first bonus.
Yep. And then I'm going to discard that guy, pay 2, and get a Black Ops card.
I am going to discard first the recruit colonists, and then I'm going to extract materials, which gives me, I believe, 7. So 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7.
7 reds.
7 red,
7.
please.
Oh, yeah. You guys, this is bad.
Is it?
He's like the Zerg. They're like spreading throughout the galaxy, infecting every planet they touch.
Copyright.
I will deploy the fleet. Let's move one guy over here. Here.
I'm going to use my soft negotiation skills.
I don't think the Vectrophage are known for their soft negotiation skills.
Well,
And
we're going to practice today.
You're going to evolve
We're going to evolve.
into the soft negotiating Vectrophage.
also discarding Covert Ops, and that pile of red is making me nervous, so I'm going to take one of those.
No, that's why I want.
remind me with the days.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, how much?
Here's what I'm concerned about with you.
Mhm.
I'm not really, like, I don't know how I feel about you, but what I really am concerned about is, like, this warp gate situation. What's gonna happen here? Tell me.
I'm not planning to, like, if you're concerned about this, I'm not planning on opening that warp gate and going in there.
Okay. 'cause
I am planning on opening this, and honestly, I'll probably use it to get over here to try and collect this stuff more quickly.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm also fine with you taking one of these.
Yeah.
All right.
Just the one.
Great. You know. Yeah. Just want to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Yeah, we're good.
Because it's really this game versus Jan. You used a Black Ops card against me. Remember.
I didn't. I helped him. I didn't use. Oh,
Yeah, you convinced him.
no.
No,
that was
no convincing. I have
We
to
need a
stick with Jan
scapegoat.
on this one.
We need a scapegoat.
Oh, you're going scapegoat this early. I don't even know what round we're in.
What round are we?
I think it's 8, maybe 9. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, it's totally my turn. I just gave everyone their credits. Oh my goodness, this is a big, important turn. Deploy the fleet. Move this guy here. This guy gets to double move. I'm gonna pop him here and then here. This guy is gonna hop over here and pick up that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and discard research. I'm gonna use my discard a science card thing to launch my next outpost over here on a nice red world. And that gets me to 4, so I get my first legacy of expansion. I get to say goodbye to my limited fleet supply problems for a little while. And I just scored my second legacy, so I need to move up on the legacy track over here, which means I'm going to trigger this event as the first one to 2. So I am going to gain a glory as a result of getting my name out there first.
It's sickening.
And I'm going to gain credits for doing that. However, everybody else, out of their jealousy, is going to gain vengeance. So that's 3 credits for me and 3 raw materials for everyone else. And that is all I'm doing right now.
Alright, I am going to deploy the fleet. I'm going to send one guy here. Send one guy there. Do this guy over here. And this guy's just going to move there. I'm going to discard this Black Ops to over here. And
Ooh.
I am going to have
Well, what does it say?
Ooh.
you remove 4 ships from places that do not have cities or the defensive platforms. And I get 1.
So 4 of these 5 cruisers. And now each of you are going to get a little bit of
yeah,
kickback.
you each get
So each of you are going to get 4
4 red
materials.
4 materials. Yeah.
The supply lines are being cut and pirated. That's a pretty nasty one.
Yeah. That's rough.
Ouch.
So Josh just played a Black Ops card that took 4 ships from Val. I think that's really good for me because it kind of makes me less nervous that she's going to attack me.
I just got 4 of my cruisers destroyed, which was a very unexpected move from Josh in particular, seeing as he is on the other side of the board from me. I am not a military threat to him at all.
They're all playing right into my hands. This is better than I could have hoped.
So I definitely did not see that coming. It's gonna set me back a little ways. I was hoping to use those cruisers to expand my empire, to build more outposts, keep going.
No one knows what Josh is doing because it's the first time he's playing, so...
I don't know what Josh is doing. I don't think he does.
I'm not sure if that was the right move because I don't really know what I'm doing.
It's still stressful, but we're going to be fine. I'm going to be fine.
Fortunately, I was able to save my one that is sitting on a warp gate, so that hopefully I'll be able to open that on my next turn, but it definitely is a setback in the long run.
Harry, it's your turn.
I'm going to deploy the fleet. And I'm going to move this ship here, this ship here, ship here.
Going to discard gather data and play colonize, and I'm going to use this to open this warp gate. So
Right.
I sacrifice my cruiser, and
That's
then
1.
I have to pay 5 colonists. Open this and 1 other warp gate on the board.
Any one you want.
Yes. I was planning on opening this one to be able to get at this area more quickly. Although now I'm thinking it might be tempting to open that one just so that Jan can't.
No, that's
That
a
would
terrible idea.
It does also
You
put
shouldn't do
very
that.
close to his homeworld.
I wasn't planning to open that on my next turn.
Moving through warp gates, is that 1 additional movement normally? So it would be like
No,
1
so moving through warp gates is free. So if you
Okay.
move from here to here is 2, because it's 1 free 2. Yeah, that that would kind of mess up my day. That would make me sad because I would not be scoring a 3rd legacy next turn.
I think it's worth it to prevent him from getting another legacy point right away. Go ahead
Right.
and open that one up.
Okay, well played.
This gets me a legacy of exploration.
That is the case. So you move up. You are also on 2 now. And now anytime you take a move action, you can pick 2 of your cruisers to move an additional space. 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm going to recruit colonists. And I'm going to discard bureaucracy. And I'm going to get... Ooh, most glorious. Ha, at least I get 1 more colonist. So 4 colonists and pass turn.
I'm gonna build ships. So I'm gonna build 1 dreadnought, so that's 2.
So that's 2. 3 cruisers.
Cruisers.
Yep.
2 and 3.
All right, you are all over the place. You just built ships, my friend. Your faction power is you get to cloak one of them if you so desire.
That is true.
You could be dropping a whole
I'm gonna
bunch of
cloak
cloaked cruisers on
This
somebody.
guy right here.
Build ships. Paying 1 for a dreadnought.
Yep,
Right here.
that's scary. That's right next to a warp gate. 2 for the 2nd dreadnought, then all your cruisers that are still in your fleet supply. There you go. 1 per outpost.
And then I'm discarding this. You may exchange up to 2 resources of any type for 1 credit each. And I take back my deploy the fleet card. And I'm done.
Start of my turn. I have no cards in my hand, so I can pick them all up for free. I'm gonna play the fleet with these 2 guys here.
All right.
Move this one over here. And I will take on that exalted one, paying 4 data to make up the difference.
All right. So you get a legacy of the exalted. So you move up. You are at 3. So everybody, take a look at your leader cards and choose one of them to add to your hand. Starting player, Space Santa Claus, giving out the credits, and I'm going to immediately discard my new leader into play. So for my first leader, this is a really hard decision, but I finally picked the Crown Prince. I gain an extra credit when credits are distributed by the starting player every turn. I feel like I've just been struggling to have quite enough economy in this game. I want that extra resource punch every turn, and I can do more fancy stuff later on. The Crown Prince. So I'll just augment my little piles that I make ahead of time. It is time to colonize, and I don't have any ships on warp gates, so I'm going to go for a different strategy. I'm going to build a couple of cities. So this guy over here costs 6 colonists. There's 6. Let's do this one. Let's go all in on raw materials. So these 2 are both going to become cities. And I'm going to get a legacy of empire for having 2 cities other than my homeworld. So legacy of empire. When I gain this legacy, I immediately also gain a glory. So I am up to 4 glory, and I'll get a reward of 4 credits for that.
You also move up to 3 legacy points.
And I'm up to 3 legacy points. Tied once again.
I've put out my leader card, which is the Ruthless Terror. So here we are in the round where we choose a leader. I'm choosing the Ruthless Terror. All enemy planets have -1 defense against me. I get a lot of ships on the board. I should start attacking things. Keeping in mind, I don't really know what I'm doing.
That is indeed mildly terrifying. For you,
Okay.
Harry.
What? What?